Among the numerous thinkers that played a role in the construction of the library of knowledge and reasonings we today possess, Socrates stands as one of the most influential. His philosophy is a pillar upon which all of the Western philosophy is predicated. Born around 470 BCE in Athens, Greece, his philosophy centered on the pursuit of wisdom and moral virtue. His philosophical outlook foreshadowed several fundamental principles that would later constitute the Stoic philosophy. Although Stoicism did not exist in his time, Socrates serves as a cornerstone for the Stoic philosophers who would follow his intellectual footsteps. In this video, we explore the profound thoughts of this ancient Greek philosopher and discover how they can serve as a manual for living a life of meaning and purpose. We'll also unveil the remarkable interplay between Socrates' philosophy and Stoicism, an intellectual model that we all should live by. Emphasis on rationality. Socrates firmly believed in the profound power of reason and rationality as essential tools for comprehending the world around us and understanding ourselves. In his philosophy, he advocated for the idea that the unexamined life is not worth living, emphasizing that introspection and critical thinking are integral to human existence. Stoicism, like Socratic philosophy, places a significant emphasis on the use of reason as a means to cultivate wisdom, make sound judgments, and navigate the challenges of life. Both Stoicism and Socratic philosophy hold that wisdom is the highest virtue. Stoics believe that wisdom is the ability to understand the natural order of the world, distinguish between what is within our control and what is not, and make decisions in alignment with virtue. Stoicism teaches the importance of making sound judgments based on reason rather than being swayed by irrational emotions. The Stoic principle of logos, often translated as reason, guides individuals to assess situations objectively and make decisions that are rational and in line with their values. Similarly, Socrates' philosophy revolved around the pursuit of wisdom through self-examination and critical thinking. Thus, Socrates' quote, "The unexamined life is not worth living," underscores the profound importance of self-reflection and self-knowledge in living a meaningful and purposeful life. An unexamined life refers to a life in which individuals navigate their existence without ever critically questioning their beliefs, values, actions, or the fundamental principles that guide them. By engaging in reasoned dialogue and questioning their beliefs, individuals can uncover deeper insights and expand their wisdom. One method that Socrates used to employ to achieve that was his famous Socratic method, a philosophical technique characterized by asking and answering questions to stimulate critical thinking, expose contradictions in one's beliefs, and lead individuals to a deeper understanding of a topic. Virtue as the highest good. Socrates believed that true happiness and fulfillment in life could only be achieved through the cultivation of virtue. He considered virtue to be the most valuable possession one could have. He considered the existence of four main virtues. Wisdom. Wisdom involves the ability to make sound judgments, discern what is right and wrong, and apply knowledge and experience to practical situations. It's often seen as the foundation of ethical decision-making. Justice. Justice refers to treating others fairly, equitably, and in accordance with moral and legal principles. It involves respecting the rights and dignity of others and ensuring that individuals are held accountable for their actions. Courage. Courage is the quality of facing fear, danger, or challenges with bravery and moral fortitude. It includes the courage to stand up for what is right, even in the face of adversity or opposition. Self-control. Self-control, also known as temperance, involves the ability to restrain one's impulses, desires, and emotions. It allows individuals to act in accordance with reason and moral principles rather than being controlled by their immediate desires. Stoicism shares Socrates' perspective on virtue as the highest good and a key to living a meaningful life. In both philosophies, virtue is considered the cornerstone of ethical living and personal fulfillment. Both Socrates and Stoicism assert that external goods, such as wealth, fame, or physical pleasures, are not the ultimate source of happiness and fulfillment. Instead, they argue that true well-being is achieved through the cultivation of inner qualities and moral excellence. In order to achieve the state of virtuosity, it is necessary to recognize your own ignorance. The phrase, "I only know that I know nothing," reflects the concept of Socratic ignorance, which is the idea that Socrates claimed not to possess true wisdom. This concept aligns with a fundamental Stoic principle, the recognition of the limitations of human knowledge. Stoicism emphasizes that true wisdom includes the awareness that we cannot control external events or have complete knowledge of the world. Socrates' humility in admitting his lack of wisdom mirrors the Stoic acknowledgement of the vastness of what is beyond our control and comprehension. Socrates' admission of ignorance and his commitment to lifelong learning share common ground with Stoic philosophy. Stoicism encourages individuals to recognize their imperfections and work on self-improvement continually. Just as Socrates saw himself as a perpetual student in pursuit of wisdom and virtue, Stoics view life as an ongoing journey of moral and intellectual growth. Indifference to external circumstances. Socrates was sentenced to death in 399 before Christ by the Athenian government on charges of impiety and corrupting the youth. Despite knowing that his trial was politically motivated and unjust, he chose not to escape or compromise his philosophical beliefs. Socrates could have avoided his death sentence by renouncing his philosophical inquiries and teachings. However, he refused to compromise his commitment to seeking wisdom and truth through dialogue and critical thinking. Socrates accepted his death sentence with remarkable equanimity. He did not plead for mercy or express fear of death. Instead, he viewed death as an inevitable and natural part of life. Socrates' indifference to external circumstances mirrors Stoic principles, which advocate focusing on one's thoughts, actions, and character rather than being overly concerned with external events and the opinions of others, while accepting what you can't control. Stoics believe that trying to control external events, especially those beyond one's power, leads to suffering and frustration. Instead, they promote embracing life's uncertainties and recognizing that external circumstances are often beyond an individual's influence. Stoicism and Socrates' philosophy emphasize resilience and inner strength when facing adversity. Stoics learn to endure external hardships with serenity, similar to how Socrates calmly faced his unjust death sentence. This shared perspective highlights the importance of maintaining moral and intellectual integrity regardless of external challenges. Socrates' emphasis on rationality, the recognition of virtue as the highest good, his indifference to external circumstances, and the importance of self-examination are key facets of his philosophy that align with Stoicism. Both Socrates and Stoicism advocate for the power of reason in understanding the world and making reasonable judgments, the cultivation of inner virtues as the path to fulfillment, indifference to external events beyond one's control, and the continuous practice of self-examination and self-improvement. In this video, we've discovered a profound resonance between these ancient schools of thought, offering timeless wisdom for those seeking a life of meaning, virtue, and resilience.